All right, folks. This is G4 Journeys here with KF0KKC. That is Kilo Foxtrot 0 Kilo Kilo Charlie. That is my ham radio or amateur radio call sign. We are live this evening for just a bit, and we're going to be listening in to the Hurricane Watch Net on 20 meters until we lose propagation there. 14.325 megahertz is the frequency that they're transmitting on. The Hurricane Watch Net is a net controlled for the purpose of reporting weather conditions, measurable and other observable conditions related to Hurricane Milton, which is formed in the Gulf of Mexico, if you haven't heard. Currently a Category 5 storm on its way for the west coast of Florida, somewhere between Tampa Bay and Cape Coral. Sounds like most forecasts have the path trending just south of Tampa towards Sarasota, but of course we're still several hours away from landfall, so a lot can happen between now and then. I'm not a meteorologist by any stretch, although I do participate in the Skywarn system here in Minneapolis, Minnesota, as part of the Skywarn system for the metropolitan area here. So a bit of a hobbyist around weather, still learning a lot about the hobby of ham radio and everything that can be done with that. So we're going to give this a test. The net had been fairly active. They just had recently a Spanish speaker on there relaying some of the information about the storm. I've got my favorite weather app and radar system showing satellite imagery from earlier today of the storm. We'll take a look at a couple different settings there, and I'm going to go ahead and see if it doesn't look like anybody's on the net right now, but we're going to go ahead and turn that volume up a little bit and just listen in. We'll also try on 40 meters, 7.268 megahertz. Gets better propagation later into the night here, and it's currently, if I look at the time, about 8:15 Central Time. So right now the net is expected to be active until about 11 p.m. tonight, and then it will reactivate in the morning around 8 a.m., I believe. Tomorrow is expected to be landfall. The net will be active tomorrow until they lose propagation late into the evening. As I've been listening in to net check-ins, there are a number of stations throughout the Gulf, up and down the coast of Florida, a station in Puerto Rico, everyone just checking in, checking their equipment, making sure that the net controller can hear them, and exchanging some signal reports. So we'll see if we get anything to come in yet this evening. Sometimes the nets are rather quiet, and the hurricane is still, a couple hundred miles offshore, so it's going to be a little bit yet before landfall is made. But we'll go ahead and turn up the audio from the ham radio and see what we can hear, if anything. Okay, so 20 meters, 14.325 megahertz. We're just not picking anything up, so I'm going to switch over to 40 meter band, 7.268 megahertz, and see if we can hear anyone there. If not, there is another net that's active, and I may just hop over there real quick just so we can test the audio together and see what you get. Apologize, I do pick up some noise on the radio every once in a while, so those high-pitched beeps that you're hearing, that's coming directly from the ham radio. But we'll go ahead and switch over and see what we get here.
Anyway, I'd like to join in on the track bill.
Okay, there does appear to be a little bit more activity here, so I'm going to turn my microphone off just for a few minutes. We'll listen in, see what we can hear, and then I'll probably stop streaming for tonight just so that we...
But I'll be able to give you a lot of visual information. Roger. Well, I have full solar power and big generator for the rainy period. And yeah, I'll be watching this real close because I'm only 8 feet above the water table here on the river. Well, we're in the hurricane watch area, and it's a little more complicated than what you think there in this area. Okay, John. Well, I appreciate it, and I'll be, off and on the air. As the weather gets worse, I'll be on the air more, either on 40 or 20 meters.
All right, so we are getting some activity on the net on the 40-meter band. You can just hear some light conversation going on. I'll probably turn that down just a little bit. The Weather Channel currently reporting Hurricane Milton, Category 5 hurricane, sustained winds of 165 miles an hour. So it's clearly going to be a dangerous storm, even if it does weaken before it makes landfall. So I'm going to go ahead and close down the live stream here for the evening. Probably not a lot of additional activity going to happen on the net tonight, but we'll regroup sometime tomorrow afternoon into the evening and do another live stream so that you all can listen to what we can pick up, if anything, from ham radio operators in the area. Could be kind of interesting, and certainly ham radio has played a pretty important role in helping folks in western North Carolina dealing with the fallout from some just tremendous rainfall as a result of Hurricane Helene. And so a lot of ham radio operators and net operators there handling emergency coordination of supplies, some resupply stations. There were reports of impromptu airfields being stood up and calls for ham radio operators to come with their battery-powered go-packs and whatnot to help coordinate air traffic in and out of those makeshift airfields that had been created. And so it's a pretty interesting hobby, but also has some real-world applications. And you can search YouTube and find a number of instances where ham radio operators have come to the rescue of citizens who've been lost or stranded or otherwise in danger. And so that's pretty interesting. There's a little more traffic on the net. I'll turn that back up, and then we'll sign off here shortly. All right, well, the reception's a little weak right now, so I'm going to go ahead and turn the live stream off for the evening. Just want to thank you all for joining. Appreciate your support for the channel, and anything you can do to help support the good people of Florida that are going to be seriously impacted by this storm, including prayers, well wishes, and just hopes for the best possible outcome for those that are in the area. Hopefully everyone has been listening to evacuation orders and taking those very seriously. The storm surge is projected to be pretty catastrophic there, with storm surge warnings up to 3 miles inland from the coast. So there's a lot to think about, a lot going on, and we just say a prayer for the good people of Florida. Be safe, rest well, and God be with you tomorrow.